Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is JF Freedom, and today I'm going to throw in a little freebie, an experience I had with the Lord, plus I'm talking about a couple dreams that I had that relate to the Chinese, and another one that had to do with some football players. And I was gonna not actually post it because I thought it was kind of weird, but then there was a post on the prophecy website about something about soldiers, and then also there was another person that I look at his YouTube channel as well, and he had something that kind of related, so I wanted to go ahead and post that. Go ahead and do this video. But before I start, I will tell you something I came across in one of my journals, and I just thought it was encouraging. So this is what I wrote. I forgot to write down an experience I had. I was sleeping and could feel something demonic on my back, clinging on. As I woke, I tried to say Jesus, but the words that came out of my mouth were, "By his wounds I am healed," and the thing let go and left. So that was cool. Because normally I would just call for Jesus to come, but I just said that by his wounds I am healed. So that was cool. All right, so I'll get into the dream. I'm reading this one from my dream journal. Later, I saw an invasion of Chinese soldiers coming to the USA, coming down the side of a volcano. In the bottom, there were two football players ready to fight in the water, and the Chinese had hockey sticks so they could push people into the water and drown them. So they were like forcing people with their heads into the water and drowning them. The Americans were able to run away in small groups, but most of them were caught and had to go through a type of challenge course in a hospital. They had to run up some steps and then do a breathing test. They had to do that like on that step machine. I forget what it's called. Um, that's what I get for not living in the US for a while. And then they had this thing like testing their breath as they were running. And they were wearing gloves and stuff, so maybe that shows that there was a virus around. And then I saw two former soldiers. They actually arrived with the Chinese when they came, and they had been tortured. And one guy's brain was absolutely oversized and swollen. And I mean, it was like huge, like way too big. And then his eyes were bloodshot. And if you hear the noises in the background, everything's fine. My husband is in there. His eyes were bloodshot and he had redness around his head as well, like just complete swelling and inflammation. And he was really tired. So he had been tortured. And then the other guy had also been tortured in a different way. He was a full soldier, but he had been turned into a blonde bombshell. He had like fake boobs and he had this fake blonde hair that had been dyed blonde. And then I knew in the dream they had literally changed his sex as well. But when he was questioned and stuff, he would refer to himself as a he, and then the person that was next to him would continue to remind him that he should say she because he was a girl. And it was like mentally he never decided to become a woman and was still 100% a man. Yeah, so that was a very, very vivid, disturbing dream that I had. And then another dream that I had was actually about a machine, and this was in the city of Vienna. It was a huge machine, and it came to the city and it started crushing various places and groups of people. And I used to play softball, so it was close to where I play softball, and it crushed the area where I play, and it crushed some of the people, and I barely escaped it. And then it came around the whole city, just crushing randomly. And then at the end, I was actually seeing the machine from far off, and then at the end, it kind of zoomed in, and I could see it was a football player, and his body was literally cut in half. So he was laying there, and I could see that the body had been cut in half, and he was dead. So I do not know what the machine represents. The closest thing I could find in the Bible that's similar to that was in Daniel. It talked about something, I believe, with iron teeth that can crush. So I thought that was interesting that Daniel had seen something with iron teeth. So I don't know what that represents. but I believe it's something in the spiritual realm. I believe whatever's in the spiritual realm can coincide with what's in the physical realm. I believe that happens all the time throughout scripture. And perhaps I saw that same thing that Daniel had seen a long time ago. But besides that, I'm not exactly sure what it represents. But I felt like I should go ahead and share that dream and the other one that I had. God bless you.